Hi, this is Mike Winter from Driver61. We're really excited today to have everyone here to watch the broadcast of Tony Kanaan running the Indy 500. Today, we're going to be taking a look from a couple different angles at the overall race. We're going to be looking at it from the perspective of the strategy team, which we'll meet in a few moments. And we're actually going to spend most of our time, of course, on board with Tony and hearing from Tony as well as his spotter team. With that said, let's go ahead and just meet the strategy team.
Channel User joined your channel.
Hi guys, Mike Winter here. So we are live. So everybody, today this is our strategy team. We have 5 people on the team who are going to introduce themselves one by one. So maybe we can start with Adam Blocker.
Yep, my name's Adam Blocker. I'm originally from South Carolina. I'm pretty experienced in the IndyCar and iRacing, and I also work for Ilmore in real life and doing powertrain stuff for IndyCar.
Awesome, very cool. I didn't know that. Arjuna?
Hey, yeah, my name's Arjuna. Relatively new to the IndyCar, joined the team in January. I also work for RaceSpot TV as a broadcaster, so pretty familiar with iRacing, and yeah, looking forward to the race.
So you'd be better at this than I am.
Maybe.
You're taking over. We have Brian Carey.
Hi, Mike. Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm Brian Carey. I'm actually from London, Ontario, same as Andrew. Involved in the IndyCar on iRacing since it came out basically, and just kind of serendipitous that Andrew lived like literally less than a mile away from me. So, fiance to one of my good friends here. So, lots of experience in this, and happy to help out.
Awesome. And then we have Henry Bennett.
Hi, Henry Bennett from the UK. 4 years of iRacing IndyCar experience, and yeah, hoping to get Tony a good result today.
Henry, you're probably the first person from the UK that's involved in IndyCar that I've met. What drew you to it?
I've been a massive fan for years, since the Mansell Mania days.
Okay, that's fantastic. Just so everybody, quickly, a bit about Driver61. We are a real-world racing school started by Scott Mansell. Scott's been making a lot of YouTube videos for years on racing technique and racecraft, and now he runs a pretty large European business in real-world racing. Over the past year, we've actually moved into sim racing training as well. So we offer training on iRacing, and we're looking at offering training in all kinds of sims like R-Factor 2, even games that arguably sometimes are not considered sims like the F1 series. So lots of different kinds of training. We're taking a lot of the techniques we've learned in the real world, and we're bringing it to the virtual world. That said, let's move on and step in with Tony and the team and listen to how he's doing.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Yeah. So this way we can sit behind a whole bunch of people in draft, and if the race plays out all green flag, which, I mean, Michigan pretty much did, so we could potentially gain something there.
Okay. It'll be nice to just finish the bloody thing, to be honest.
Hi, Tony. It's Mike here. We're live.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Good. Getting
good.
ready. A little nervous, but...
You can't be as nervous as the real thing, right?
Well, actually it is, because it's... when you're not 100% comfortable with what you're doing, that's when you get nervous. And in the race car, I'm 100% comfortable. So here it's new world. I haven't been able to actually finish one of these races clean yet. The IndyCar ones, I do plenty of other iRacing stuff that has been a lot cleaner for me. So we'll see. We have a good group of guys with the strategy, a bunch of iRacing experts. Andrew is on the radio with me. He's been teaching me a little bit how to drive this thing. So it's fun. I'm enjoying them. It's the last one out of this series, so I'm looking forward to do more, but with other people, and see what we're gonna do.
Great, fantastic. Tony, is this a good time to ask you a few questions we're getting?
Yeah, we have plenty of time. I'm not running until the race starts now. We did 2 full stints, and I think it's enough. After spending 9 hours a day here every day, I have a few minutes for you.
Yeah. Tony, I think the number one question people are interested in is how does the simulation differ from the real world? How particularly in the oval? I think last time we had a bit of the road course, and you talked about that, but now we're on oval, which is really what iRacing started from. So how does that feel?
Yeah, I mean the biggest difference for us drivers, right, that drove the real thing, we have some things that we're used to that we believe that that's actually representative here in the sim,
User
and
left
it's
your
not.
channel.
Drivers really actually feel their cars on their butt, and here I don't feel anything on my butt. It's just all
User
on the
joined your
steering
channel.
and on the how heavy the steering wheel is, and so with proximity and stuff, sometimes, it's quite weird when you accelerate and you don't feel like your neck pulling back when you decelerate and your neck goes like forward. So a bit different. I mean, graphic, it's awesome. The cars, the sound, everything else, it's perfect. But still not the real world. But for somebody that never driven a car, an Indy car, it's actually pretty real. So to me, for those guys out there that never got a chance to do what I do, it's actually fun. But I had to relearn a couple things. I've been working with, Driver61 coaches, Ballas and Isaac, trying to learn a couple tricks. Not tricks to, like, we're not cheating or anything. It's just tricks, understanding. That, to me, what I've learned this week is, this past 3 weeks that we've been doing this, um, is you got to understand the equipment that you have. Yeah, it is important to have good equipment, but if you don't understand your brake pedal, your throttle, your steering, how the force works, you're not gonna go quick. So to me, that's the hardest part. Obviously, my muscle memory comes from the race car. I like a very stiff race pedal. It's hard to modulate. So there's a lot of things for me that I believe it's a lot harder for a professional race car driver to jump into a sim and get those bad or good habits, whatever you're going to call, away and relearn how to actually drive the sim. So I've been trying to develop that lately. We've been doing sessions, what, Mike, 4 times a week with Ballast and Isaac, for 2 hours a day. And when they go to sleep, they're in Europe. I spend another 4 or 5 hours here, so the wife not appreciating that much.
Sort
But
of lucky you can't do that in the real car, or you'd probably be doing the same thing.
no, well, we'll be dead, right? I mean, it's, if doing 9 hours a day testing every day, I don't think that's possible. So, but I'm enjoying it. I think it was a good run. I think the sponsors were really happy. Everybody got entertained. I mean, we actually developed some bonds here among ourselves. This is difference between the real car and here, apart from the driving, is we can talk to each other, and that never happens in a race, in a real race. You don't talk to other drivers. So we have some people getting mad at each other. You got some people supporting each other. So it will be funny to see next time we see each other in the real racetrack. I think some rivalries have arisen from this iRacing thing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I thought it was really interesting. You mentioned about how you feel in your butt, and I think one thing we were talking about earlier this week when you were learning is that the trick is, and what makes part of the simulation challenging is that you're usually you're sort of like the butt is where you feel it first, right, and then you feel it in the wheel.
Yep.
And now you have to just catch it in the wheel, which in itself is a learning process, and it gives you less time in a way.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem, right? So for example, coming off of a corner, when I go to the throttle in the rear car and the car slides, what happens is you get sideways and you feel your butt. Let's say the corner is to the left, your butt's going to the right. Here, that's my biggest struggle, right? I'm leaving the corner and going to the throttle, and all of a sudden I spin. And I spin,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? It's because I don't have that feeling. So, and that feeling the sim drivers have, it's on the steering. So I had to learn that when you're coming off the corner, the less steering input you have, the more throttle you can use. And to have that in my mind after driving for 38 years professionally, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. So trying to learn. I also said to the coaches, I said, I hope I'm able to actually compartmentalize these two things, because I cannot apply anything I've learned here the last 3 months to the real race car and vice versa. And I've never actually spent so much time driving quote unquote a race car like I did in the past 4 weeks. I mean, I did 7 days a week, 9 hours a day. And Mike, you know that because you guys own the Driver61, and
I can't get rid of
putting
you, Tony.
a lot of effort. I know, I know. Andrew as well. I've been bothering Andrew now. I already gonna join them in some of the oval races that we have after this. Some open setups, which I think that's gonna be another challenge for me to to learn how similar really is to the real world. If I can add something to them, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen.
That's a good thing for everyone to know today. So when Tony mentioned open setups, today we're running. Today the entire class or the entire group of racers, everyone's running in what's called a fixed setup. So we're all running the exact same setup. It helps level the playing field for everybody that's racing today.
Yeah, and if it's not good, we can always blame Andrew that helped to bring this fixed setup in. So, I blame it on him. But yeah, I only done fixed setup stuff. I'm still working through my license. Like this morning, for instance, I was doing some Mazda racing to get out of the rookie level on iRacing. So it's funny that like I'm on my retirement year after 23 years in IndyCar. It's quite funny to become a rookie again. Actually, kind of dig it.
Tony, I think an interesting question that at least I'd like to hear is, this is your first Indy, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But what was your first actual Indy race like? How did you feel?
My Indy 500 or
Indy 500? Yeah,
the Indy 500 was 2002. It was a nerve wrack. I started at fifth.
Wow.
Fourth actually. Fourth or fifth. I mean, second row. I led the race for a bunch of laps until back marker blew an engine and they didn't throw the yellow flag on time, and I actually crashed on the lead with a 10-second lead. So I had a blast. I fell in love with the place. That was a place that I've always wanted to race. I promised my dad before he passed away when I was 13 that was a race that I was gonna win one day for him, and finally in 2013 we did it. So a very special place for me. We're gonna grid right now, so getting ready for the race. Hopefully I'll be able to answer some more questions for you during the race. Let's see how this crazy start. I'm gonna try to survive. Hope you guys cheer me up, send some questions. There's gonna be a couple of yellows we'll try to answer. I like to kind of concentrate a little bit. Like I'm used to this streaming thing too, so I gotta watch it not to curse. I gotta watch not to so, and then when I drive the race car, I'm not talking to that many people. So I apologize if I don't answer all the questions, but time to go to work.
Okay, guys, we're just gonna listen in on Tony for a bit.
Good luck, boys. Have fun.
Yep. Good luck, Tony.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So fuel number is 4.73 to start. 4.73.
4.73 copy. I think.
Jetstar 26 car.
Got a car in front of us not going.
User joined your channel.
Jetstar 7 car.
User joined your channel.
Jetstar 7 car.
Dalton's out.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's not in the grid. Hey Greg, are we gonna get a black flag because we all passed Dalton?
User left your channel.
4.73, right, Andrew?
4.73.
Copy.
Get ready, going green.
Leader's going. Green. Still out there. Still there. They're all around. Got Herder with you. Herder with a run. Still with you, looking inside. Clear. Herder 2 back. Pulling away. Down there. Daily with one.
Come on, man. Not gonna say anything, Colton.
Alright, box. Fast repair.
User left your channel. User left
That was
your
just
channel.
wrong, bro. I'm sorry, it was wrong.
User joined your channel.
Was that my fault?
There was some netcode in there.
User left your channel.
It was a net code?
There was some netcode involved, yeah. Leaders on your outside. Still all out there. No gap yet. Alright, Tony, we filled up the tank, so fuel number will now be 4.59.
What was that? What the hell was that?
The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Pit road is closed right now. Catch star 59. Car.
We're done.
Yep, we're done.
User joined your channel.
Who hit me?
Jack.
We're done, right? We don't have a repair.
No, we already used the fast repair.
Channel switched.
No, Jack Harvey. Oh no, that was.
User joined your channel.
Hi guys, Mike here. So maybe we could talk a little bit about what we've seen so far here, just real fast, and how this impacts our strategy. Are we able to repair from this?
I think you only get one fast repair, so we used the one first incident, and so I think we're done now.
59. Car line.
Okay.
We'll see what happens when he gets in there, but normally the meatball flag means that's the that's not going to run after this.
Okay. All right. Disappointing to hear. Let's go back up and see how Tony's doing.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Thank you. Glad it's over.
Hi Tony, Mike here. So not a long broadcast, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the crash there.
Yeah, no problem.
Really frustrating. So, probably need a break from this thing. It's just not right. I mean, we put a lot of effort into it to some people just do stupid stuff. So sorry about that, guys. Thanks for the effort. We can answer a couple questions if you want, but this is not the right way that I wanted to end my day. But probably gonna spend more time with my kids today.
Well, we got a lot of Vamos TKs and sorry to sees on the chat, so
All right, man.
I think that's it. But yeah, I think we're done for today.
All right, I really appreciate, guys. Thanks for following, and good luck to the rest of the field.
Okay, cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Channel switched.